Welcome to the latest edition of Top Guy Theater here this icy January afternoon in Indiana. Only one that knows about that, though, is Mike. So with us today, our normal crew of Antonio, Mike Kolb, Carl Mandick, Frank Bruno, Randy Wagner. But joining us, Mr. Ad-Free Shows himself, Evan Polish, is joining us. Evan, thank you for being here today. How are you?
Thanks for having me, guys. I am doing well. It is a snowy, cold day here in Massachusetts, so I am hunkering down in my office and chatting with you fine folks.
Very, very good. So we're watching, by Evan's request, the Monday Night Raw from January 4th, 1999. A lot happening in the world of wrestling on this day. But what we're worried about today is Mick Foley wins his first of 3 WWF titles here in 99. So that's what we're watching. We're going to pull it up on the WWE Network, Monday Night Raw, January 4th, 99, an hour and 35 minutes. And anyone want to say anything before we get running?
Since we are watching Mick's first big win here, if everyone just keep him in your thoughts and your prayers. He did share on social media that he recently tested positive for COVID-19.
Yep.
Oh,
And
boy.
so just keep jolly old St. Nicholas in your thoughts because we need him around.
Yeah.
Very well put. I think the message he put on Twitter was he was in his hotel room for 18 days.
Mhm.
That's
Lord.
crazy.
That's
Lord,
nuts.
Lord.
Sounds
Yeah.
glorious to me right now as I sit at home with a 17-month-old who's teething. But that's nice.
Mm.
Yeah, when I chose
Oh.
this event, I didn't even realize it was almost an anniversary show. So
Pretty close.
yeah, that's a bonus.
We love our co-host Henry, but he was like, "We're watching this show, so I think we should do a bonus episode from Nitro." No,
Well,
No.
that's the infamous. That'll put some butts in the seats, right?
and the Finger Poke of Doom the same
yeah.
night.
Oh, yeah. No,
I'm not watching that. So
No.
let's go ahead and get started. Evan, I've never done this before, but since you're here, you want to give us the countdown today?
Sure. So I'm gonna hit play in 3, 2, 1, play.
The
This-
old intro.
Yeah, this is my favorite.
I
Yeah.
miss this open so much.
I love it.
So I don't know about you, Evan. I'm guessing you picked this show for, Foley's big win here in 99 and not because HBK gets attacked. But I was a huge Foley fan here in 99. And this is easily my most memorable Raw. So what were the reasons why you picked this show? Were you a huge Foley mark like I was when I was a kid?
So the reason I picked the show is because I was there for the event. It was an incredible night. This was like the height of my fandom. I was 99, so I was 15 or 16 at the time. So in high school, peak WWE fandom or WWF fandom. We were there. A bunch of us had the opportunity to go. One of our friends, his dad ran the merch stand at the arena we were at. It was called the Worcester Centrum at the time. Now it's
Oh,
DCU
yeah.
Center. So we got to go backstage and meet all the guys, which was, I was a kid in the candy store. So we met just about everybody you could think of before the event, and then it just happened to be one of the most memorable Raws ever. I don't know why they picked Worcester to host one of the best Raws ever, but yeah, one of the best wrestling moments of my life for sure.
Were you expecting the title change? Did you think it was going to happen?
Not at all. No, I couldn't believe all the big things that happened on the show. Like I said, I guess I didn't know what to expect, but certainly didn't think it would go down in history as one of the biggest Raws ever.
I mean, I know when I go to a show, when I go to a TV, I never, unless it's a pay-per-view, I never expect a title change. So, and I don't think I've ever seen a title change on, if I've been at a Raw or SmackDown, I don't think I've ever seen a title change. The only thing I saw was Corbin cashed in his Money in the Bank at a Providence SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
Shake your head. I was in Providence.
Of course he saw it in Providence. Where else would it be?
Cheap pop.
It was crazy that weekend. That was the week before SummerSlam. So I was in Boston for Raw, and then I went to SmackDown in Providence. It was crazy.
It's awesome.
Why is there a sign on the back of Kane?
Pat
Oh
Patterson.
yeah.
Pat Patterson is ribbing King, telling when he's crazy.
Does he know it's there?
No, I forgot about that until just now. It's
And
That's
both
awesome.
stupid.
Briscoe's fixing it and trying to be nonchalant about it because it's falling off.
And actually, one of the matches here on this show is the Stooges versus Kane.
Oh Lord.
Oh God, I miss you, Pat.
And that's another thing is I was going through this card, and it's kind of bizarre how well this show that Evan picked a while ago fits in with what's going on right now. Pat Patterson's in it. Grill and JR just did 97, 98 Shawn Michaels. Now, granted, this is
Hey.
99, but it's January
that?
4th,
What
99.
does that say?
Oh,
What-
Briscoe's.
They close.
It said
What?
Briscoe's Body Shop.
China's in this episode, which they just covered. And
That was actually a
I didn't-
phenomenal
very
show.
I didn't watch the China show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really JR's. Yeah. It was good. What I love about him is he doesn't care. He's blunt.
does not.
He said, and you know what? I love that. That is what's important. Like,
Was it?
I like to hear just tell me how you think, how you
Mhm.
feel. It's really
Was-
all I care about.
Was that the first time Conrad and JR were like going at it?
first time I remember.
I would see Conrad and or I would say, well, I guess Conrad and JR. Yeah, I would just say Conrad and Bruce at WrestleMania 9 for the European trip with Why Did Hogan Need the Title?
Mm.
It's so uncomfortable. You're like, I just Conrad. Well, how can you mark up the prices on tickets if they're already stole, you stupid dick? How can you? He's like, because you add the value.
Value.
And he's like, oh my God, I'm going to kill. Like, you could hear like tangibly through the microphone, like, oh my God, I want to kill you right now. And I don't know if that was in his basement or not, but I'm like, this is going to come to blows. This is going to come to blows. And didn't HBK struggle a lot still with like?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
During
he's
this
still-
time, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but goddamn, he looks so
Yeah.
good. This is not fair.
Well,
Debatable.
you guys saw my diatribe on 97, 98. Well, if anybody got through it, it was like Corinthians 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was pretty long there, Carl.
But it wasn't bad. It wasn't too.
No,
I mean,
it
it's a
was
little.
good.
It's a little conspiracy, Carl. I get it.
Back to the JR and Conrad thing. I think JR and Conrad for like their hour and a half, 2 hour shows, they're just right. But like I imagine them two taking like a cross country trip together. It'd
Oh,
be like
God.
John Candy and Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and
Yeah.
Automobiles. I feel like they'd want to murder each other by the end of it.
Absolutely.
going
and
the
I wouldn't
wrong
have
way.
been in that car.
He says we're going the wrong way. How does he know where we're going? Yeah.
This corporation DX is stacked.
I forgot they had all the belts at one point.
Yeah,
Ken Shamrock right now is your Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion.
with
You know,
Boss Man.
I've been to the Centrum. I went to the Centrum for Backlash 03, which was Rock Goldberg.
You cheated on Providence?
I've cheated
Mm.
on Providence a few times.
What?
It's a small venue. They make it look huge in this.
Yeah.
They make it look
is.
enormous in these shots.
Yeah. Kudos to the producers. Yeah, it is a tiny arena, and to your point,
Look at
that shot
look
right
at that.
there.
right- Yeah, like wow.
Yeah, Evan was there
Yeah.
during this time. Now, of course, I was seeing family on Christmas vacation in Washington D.C. My stepdad's parents and all of them live down there, and I can't remember. I think it was his uncle Stan was a wrestling fan. He offered to take me to the show, and I turned it down.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I was like, "Oh, it's just a house show." I didn't realize they were taping Raws back then. I thought they were. I just assumed they were all live. I'm like, it's a house show. I don't want to go to a house show. And then Foley wins the title.
I'm not 100% certain, but something triggers in my mind that says it was a snowstorm that night too.
Mhm.
Pretty sure. I don't know if it was a full-on blizzard, but I know we were getting a crap ton of snow that night too.
Wow,
Evan,
that
do you remember
place
where
is-
you were sitting for this event?
Yeah. So if you look, I was opposite the hard cam. I was kind of trying to wait for them to give it a shot. So yeah, I don't know how to describe it. I was probably like midway up. The entrance was, or the big screen jumbotron, sorry, was to my right.
I got you.
Billy Gunn looks the same today.
It really
Exact
does.
same.
So it still bugs me, and I just think it's so, like, his Billy Gunn's son is a pretty good wrestler, right?
Hmm.
I mean, I haven't. Do you think he needs to play off his dad's name, or could he just
No.
be on his own?
It's
'Cause
never worked out. Never works out.
I don't like it. They're a tag team and stuff. I think it's stupid. Like, just be your own guy. Same thing with Taz's son. Does Taz's son need to be with Taz?
No.
I mean, go and do your own
Does,
thing.
does Dominic Mysterio need to play off of his dad? I really do think they need to give them the chance to stand and be their own person, because nobody wants to be the second coming of anybody.
Right.
You want to work on being the first you.
Yeah, remember how
that
well
made
that
it
worked out for
special.
a guy like Scott Putski? That worked out well, didn't it?
Yeah.
DiBiase.
Tiger Ali Singh, son of
Ugh.
Pradeep Singh.
Awful.
DiBiase Jr.
DiBiase Jr. was good for a little bit, and then they just cooled him off like just like that.
When he was in-
Golden Star. What is it, Brandy, that you guys get? Terminal Dust, is it?
Oh,
Oh,
Termination
yeah.
Dust.
No, Termination Dust. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, we're
that-
getting the regular dust right now. We got snow coming down.
that I was supposed to be the third man in that. That was the whole thing. Gold Star.
Termination Dust, yes.
When DiBiase Jr. and Orton were in the Elimination Chamber, and it looked like DiBiase was going to turn on Orton, the crowd went nuts, and then he just
Yeah.
laid
It
down,
went banana.
and then that was the end of DiBiase.
Mhm.
Brandy, you made the comment about Billy Gunn. I feel like he's a low key guy that, you hear stories that Andre, like the women, Big Vis or Nelson, was very good with the ladies. I kind of feel like low key that he might be just like one of the all time greats. Because what's his icebreaker? Oh, what'd you go to college for? I got a rodeo scholarship. And we're in bed. It's like, where do you go? Like, next guy comes up, can I buy you a drink? Yeah, this guy's got a rodeo scholarship, so I'm gonna go with the 6'6" guy. See you later.
Yeah, and he's deceptively tall. Like, most people don't think he's as big as he is. He's a legit like 6'5", 2 bills, very well built, blue eyes, blonde hair, easy on the eyes. Yeah,
Is that how
If-
tall Phil is?
Phil is like 6'1".
Oh.
So
I would say if Hemsworth turned down that biopic,
right, he actually would have been good.
he
Yeah,
probably could have got
actually,
into the
he's a
shape.
really
Well, he's
good
in the
one.
shape for it. Yeah.
I mean, what if he needs like a stunt double or a body double?
Kind of like Chris
Uh,
Canyon was everyone's stunt double and Ready to Rumble.
Yes.
So Evan, I saw you tweeted out the other day that you went from a hobby to
Yeah.
a side hustle to a full-time. Was it full-time, you said?
Yeah.
So I just wanted everyone to know how excited I think we all are about
Yes.
that. But in Italian terms, do you realize you are now Conrad's enforcer? Do you realize that? You are the one that's going to crack some skulls and break some knees, my friend.
I do what I got to do. I appreciate all the kind words and encouragement. Yeah, really excited. Thursday was my last day at my old company, so this is a new venture, but I'm super excited about it. And yeah, hopefully it's prosperous and long and successful. So really excited.
I mean,
Yeah,
you guys are doing some, great things. I mean, the Extreme podcast. I haven't finished. I haven't finished it yet, but what I have heard is just intriguing to me. And I unfortunately I missed the Zoom yesterday, but it just keeps getting better and better. I mean, I felt so overwhelmed over the holidays with all the bonus content that had come out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I got through it, but I'm just like, all right, I've got to get 2 in each day or I'm going to fall so far behind. I'm just like,
I guess that's
you know.
a good problem.
No, it's a good problem to have
Numbers
for
they
sure.
have.
I listened
Yeah.
to 11 shows in 3 days, and I'm still
Wow.
behind.
Wow.
I sat right here for 3 days straight, and I'm not getting up. I'm just gonna sit here.
And I
I-
love the video element of it. The video element of it has been so fun because they'll show, like, I think it was the Starcade 99 episode. I didn't realize that Brett actually cracked his skull before Goldberg kicked him, and then they kept showing shots of it. I'm like, holy shit, this is phenomenal. It reminded me of when they did Something Else to Wrestle With on the network, and they had all of the like shots of, like, they did a Shawn episode and they show him at WrestleMania. Like, I mean, I
and
can't
all the
put
like
over
the
AFS
candid
enough.
photos from behind the
Yeah.
scenes and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's
Yeah.
I can't put it. It's the value that we get for the price that we pay as top guys. Even if you go into My Push or what's the $29 tier? Is it
Enhance 2, yeah.
enhancement two? Yeah. What I mean, the things that you get, I I got my Four Horsemen jacket the other day. I mean, just I can't.
I appreciate the feedback and obviously all the support you guys have thrown our way, and we look to deliver and over deliver for you guys every day. And yeah, the video element is really cool, and candidly I think it adds, for those folks just looking to get the $9 tier folks. We heard a lot of, I could get this, I don't mind suffering through the ads or whatever, but this, having that available to them adds a whole nother added value to them on that tier as well. So yeah, and to your point, we can throw in tidbits or facts or shots into it. So really cool.
That
really
too,
cool
like,
added element.
there's a scroll. They were putting a scroll on the bottom during, I think it was the 99 and 2000 Starcades. It would be like Sid, and then he put his real name versus this guy real name. Like, it's just really cool.
Yeah. So
I can't put it over enough.
Stan Morris, who's our researcher extraordinaire, but also he essentially sits in on those video recordings and pumps in stats or tidbits or the the scrolling lower third, and
Yeah, it's really
yeah,
cool.
it's really come together nicely.
Yeah, hopefully we get Bruce soon on video.
Yeah, I know that's. I mean, I want to see it personally.
Yeah,
I know all you guys do too. So it's gonna happen. I don't know. I'd be lying if I said I knew when. But
I do and I don't, because I know I'm gonna be seeing Bruce at like 3:00 in the morning, like sitting there trying to stay awake.
I honestly-
trying to sing Van Halen, trying to like lasso him in. Like, that's gonna be like, I think that I might need Brandy might have to send down some brownies for those.
Yeah, so I have to make some chocolate cake.
Oh yeah.
that
Oh,
way.
No, Frank, you make a really good point. You know what image I can't unsee in a good way is from Something Else to Wrestle With, is when they did the $1 Million Man one. And there's like this shot and Bruce is like he's like entranced in the belt making of the $1 Million belt. He's like sitting there and like I can't unsee that
Yeah, it's
because
really
we had
cool.
never seen that. And I don't know, I could be wrong on this, but I'm not sure if he had ever seen that up until that point. Or he's like, man, I haven't seen that in X amount of years. So to get them to be like, wow, I haven't seen that in so long. And that's kind of bringing a full circle why the ECW, and this got brought up on the Zoom yesterday, what's neat about having, instead of just being Josh and Meanie, is that Gertner in there kind of throws in those little things to jog Meanie's memory. And that's what makes it so good, is that sometimes, two's company, three's a crowd, and it can get a little bit too much. But their chemistry from episode 1 to have that I was too just as delighted as you were, for sure.
That old school Patriots jersey in the front, as much as I hate the Patriots,
Oh.
that I do love that jersey.
The throwback is nice. The jersey is nice.
Old Ben Coates there in the front row.
That's what it is. I couldn't remember who it was. 80s.
Was it Ben?
Yeah.
Oh my
Frank,
goodness.
just-
that is. He
Frank,
was
just-
87 before Gronk.
Just
Oh my
ask me,
God.
Frank. I'll tell you whoever you want to know.
Oh, fine. Okay.
Best Patriot of all time is Drew Bledsoe. Try and prove me wrong.
I mean, you're hard pressed there. I mean,
Try his
that.
wine. Try his wine, Mike. They sell it here.
I need that
Nah.
jersey for toilet paper.
Wow. Frank, WHW reigning trivia champion. What is the first gift I will send you tomorrow, 1 millisecond after, if the Titans were to lose to the Texans? If
they,
Okay.
I don't know that I'm going to be consolable on Chat Pack on Monday if that happens. I'm
Right.
just going to tell you that right now.
GIF,
DJ, do you
GIF.
see what we're watching?
Yes.
Yeah,
We just saw a
Okay.
famous sir.
George
10-10.
Carlin.
Yeah, no, Carlin for
Raw
10, 10,
rewind.
220.
oh my gosh.
That was actually in one of his stand-up bits. Was he's so against advertising and advertising businesses, but then he said, "If you're wondering why I'm doing this bit and I'm doing advertising for 10, 10, 220, figure that shit out for yourself."
So those colors on the wall, that we used to have a minor league team, the Worcester Ice Cats, and I assume that's why the teal and the dark blue.
Oh, wow.
Evan, I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
ask you about that. There have been a lot of tenants of said arena. The Worcester Counts, the Worcester Ice Cats, the Massachusetts Marauders,
Yep.
the New England Blazers, New England Surge, Worcester Sharks, Massachusetts Pirates, and currently in the ECHL, the Worcester Railers. All
You got it. Yeah,
there you go.
My
There's
God.
a rundown.
Marauders were one of the first Arena Football League teams.
Yeah.
I had a blast there, but they did
Oh,
Worcester
big grabbing.
Counts? What the hell? Was that
Jesus.
a Dracula? Was that like a what was their logo?
Evan, who's your guy here? 99.
I mean, Rock and Stone Cold. I know that's not a very original answer, but man, I
Hard to
love
beat.
both of them. I remember. I wish I could have. I kept it. I had a Rock shirt with this big button on it, and you pressed it, and it had all of his catchphrases. Thing was awesome.
So cool.
Yeah, I was the weird guy. I was a Mick Foley guy.
There
Yeah,
you go.
he's
But I was a tape trader too, and I started watching his stuff in Japan. That's when I
Okay.
first saw Mick.
Yeah, I was unapologetically such a WWF mark. I never knew really anything outside of WWF until much later. But so I knew nothing about where he had come from. I obviously do now, but I just thought it was this weird guy with a mask showing up on WWF TV.
Well, that's what's odd, as I didn't even realize Mick Foley was in WCW until like 8 years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
I never
You
knew
didn't
that.
know it? You know? Oh yeah. See, I didn't get a lot of WCW as a guy. I was full on World Wrestling Federation for a very long time, but I was aware. I think the first WCW pay per view I ever watched and was on tape was Starrcade '93.
Hmm.
So that's where I kind of knew that Boss Man had gone there and that Jack was there and Vader. I loved Vader. So I was aware of WCW, but I didn't get to see it as often as I would have liked at that point in time. But obviously, with the Monday Night Wars, I watched it more.
I kind of got introduced to WCW with those old VHS tapes, like from like 97, 98, like highlighting like Goldberg, Kevin Nash, DDP, Macho Man. I don't know if you remember those ones.
I literally have 3 of the 4 tapes you just said.
Yeah. I used to watch them like religiously over and over.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I watched both growing up. I had 2 TVs. Like I would watch WWF and then I would tape Nitro, or I would tape Nitro or watch Nitro and tape Raw. I would go up to my great grandparents' house on Saturdays and we watched WCW Saturday night.
But it was at
And
what,
so that was-
2:05?
Yes, it was at 2:05 in the afternoon on a
Good
Saturday.
Lord.
So we'd go up there and have lunch, and they had this little tiny cracker box house. Like it was one room, one big like kitchen, dining area, and a
mankind.
little hallway.
Oh, that was funny.
I caught that.
And the
Yeah, I think that-
hallway
I
and
think
then the bedroom, and the TV was in the hallway. And so my great grandpa and I would sit in this little hallway with our lunch, and we'd sit and we'd watch wrestling on Saturdays.
Kyoto's not the ref in this, is he?
No, I think it was a Hebner.
Yeah, it was Hebner. Yeah, I think that's why I didn't get in. The only time I watched WCW was that 6:05 Saturday show, and it was horrible. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean,
I never watched it.
by this
Never.
point in '99, I mean the NWO was, or '98 or whatever. It was so popular that I dabbled in WCW, but it was still pretty much all WWF.
Yeah, like my favorite match was like 97 Starcade. Like I never realized they screwed up that finish until I started listening to Conrad and all that. I never knew they screwed that up. I thought it was just part of the match.
That's because you're constantly tan, Antonio. You can't not be tan. So
Oh yeah.
that's why. That's the whole thing. Hey, for your Frank, for your final, for your thesis, did you write about the price point? Because you are doing analytics in the hospitality world, and obviously you work for a very established. Did you do the price point on where overstuffed beef ravioli was with Mankind before and after the championship? Because I know
Very low
that my
food
mom's
cost.
like, "What do you want from the store?" I'm like, "Beef ravioli." Mom,
Oh, I
it
love
was
that
way
shit,
before
yeah.
the meatloaf. But dude, I used to eat that after he won this. I'm like, well, guess I got to eat that now.
I love that
I
stuff.
did my training, said my prayers, took my vitamins. That didn't work. So beef ravioli time.
It's a good treat for all of mankind.
Yes.
I love the Kane one though, where he
That was
just
funny
did a
also.
fire thing.
Oh, that was so funny. Yes. We need sponsorships like that now. Like I want to see more commercials of wrestlers hawking like trail mix and energy drinks. And
Oh, man.
Imagine if
well-
Blue Chew was back then.
oh
that-
God.
Oh my
no,
God.
no.
The spokesman would be Val Venus. That's the only person.
Oh
that
God.
Exactly.
Oh,
Dude,
the
he's
smoke-
insane. If anybody comes out here and visits, we got to try and get him. He is nuts. Go to his. I don't know. I'm not gonna pitch it. Frank, the correct answer on the GIF was he's gonna puke if you
Yeah.
guys lose to to the Texans tomorrow.
Oh God.
He's
yeah.
gonna. Yeah, you gonna get sick, pal? Huh?
Yeah, I don't want to.
Playing tomorrow.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play Derrick Henry again. Holy crap!
All hail the king, baby.
Yeah, thanks, Alvin Kamara in my championship league. I'm gonna get COVID week 17.
Yes,
Ah,
Kamara. Freaking.
yeah, thanks.
that
Week 16.
performance was insane.
56
EJ,
points.
why do you think the genetic jackhammer wouldn't be the spokesperson for Blue Chew?
That's That's
Oh
he
my
doesn't need it.
God.
Still could talk about it.
He's a jackhammer. He's got grapefruits, baby.
The fruits of my loins.
I will say I've
Okay,
never really
I
paid
have
attention to
that.
Vince's
Yeah,
mouth,
That's terrible.
but watching him on mute, I know that sounded odd to start a sentence off with, but watching him on mute, I can actually I know half the things he's saying. Does a very good job of enunciating.
I know
that's
everything
always
he's
been One
saying.
of his hallmarks, though, is because he's always been very big on the enunciation and the King's English, pal.
King's English. God, I love Mick Foley.
Such an idiot. I just realized I should put closed captioning on so I could see what they're saying.
Oh,
You're
No,
just
no, no.
working on your lip reading.
Yeah.
we were supposed to put closed captioning on. Hold on.
Yeah, I never do. I'm more interested in what we're talking about. I mean, most of the time I'll put it on very low if like Shawn Michaels comes out because of course I'm a mark for his music.
Gross.
Like I know Vince is probably saying something with "in that very ring" or "my son Shane."
In that very ring.
See, mine just defaults to closed captioning being on because my wife's pretty much deaf, so it's on every TV. Like I'm convinced my kid is going to go to his first friend's house, and be like, "Why are there no words on your TV?" That's just what's going to happen.
Oh,
Oh,
Lord!
Lord.
Oh Lord!
We're doing this still too.
my.
Oh my God, is that the you got
Yes.
a penis? That's
Yes.
her?
Yes.
Oh my God.
That is
Wait,
her.
Catch me up. Who the hell is that?
You don't remember this angle?
That's not
Oh.
Nicole Bass.
No.
No.
What's,
No, but she's got some extra equipment.
Oh, who is that?
She's gonna hook up with Mark Henry, and Mark Henry's gonna utter the famous line,
Oh,
"You have a
yeah.
penis."
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're doing
And
here
that-
in '99.
And that was that before or after? He's like, this sandwich tastes funny.
Oh Jesus!
That was after, because that was not
Uh-huh.
long after he joined the Federation,
Who-
and that was
who
before
ribbed,
X-Pac left for the first time.
Oh, X-Pac was the one that ribbed him.
It was
Yeah.
X-Pac. Of course, it was X-Pac.
Unbelievable. They just talked about this on.
Yeah.
Was
the
it Grill and
China
JR?
episode.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
China episode. What are we
So,
doing?
so he's in the Hall of
Oh, that's
Fame.
right.
He cut off Michael PSA's ponytail, defecated into a sandwich, and they're like,
Huh.
yeah, you're good.
I think he's
Oh,
Get
no.
in.
I think he's shit in King's Crown also.
Oh,
Yeah.
that too.
Oh,
All right,
I
that's
love
the
that CD.
trifecta. There we go.
That was. Did you guys see
Oh.
that? Volume 3 popped up.
Mhm.
That's my
Oh, yeah.
favorite CD.
The lady was named Sammy.
Yeah, that's
Sam-
right.
Sammy. There
Oh,
we go.
look at this! Look at this timeless masterpiece walking into the ring.
So while we're talking about Goldust, and Frank recently brought up HBK, has anybody gotten Evan up to speed about Frank's HBK challenge?
Mm.
Oh my God. Are we gonna talk about this? Oh Lord.
Let's hear it.
Oh boy. Yeah, you guys can talk about it. I ain't talking about it.
Go ahead, Mike.
So we're raising money for charity, Evan. You're welcome to donate if you'd like. But Frank is going to be reenacting the famous HBK Playgirl pictorial with the world title belt covering up little Frankie. And all the money is going to the Jimmy Fund, right, Frank?
Yeah.
Can I
fun.
pay him not to do that?
Yeah.
We'll
There's no-
accept that.
I keep saying nobody wants to see this. Nobody wants to see this, and everyone's all for it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God.
This has already made 2021 worth it.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
The highlight is knowing that Frank's mom's the one that's got to take the photo.
No, that's not the highlight. That's
Tremendous.
not happening. That's
you
not
gotta
happening.
you gotta make sure, Frank. I will help you set up that timer. Believe me, I've done many of HBK style spreads. You know, not for like Tinder or any of that. I'm not saying I've sent any of those pictures or Snapchat. Maybe I have. But anyways, you got to make sure the timer is set up right on your iPhone. So get that 10-second timer with the flash. You want it to have the portrait mode. We'll really get a nice landscape out of it.
Yeah.
Now I'm sad.
You like George Costanza?
Oh my God.
Actually, speaking of this, my friend Jamie actually posted a photo like that on Twitter for everybody on New Year's Eve, and that was way more of Jamie than I need to see.
Jamie girl, Jamie guy.
Jamie guy.
And Henry was the only one that wanted to see.
Henry did want to see it, so I did send the link over.
That's going on my map.
It's just weird when it's he was my editor at the at the site I write for, so it was just weird to see like my editor, like it was just weird.
Frank, can we get a 2-for-1? Will you reenact the Alex Ansel, samurai sword in his bathroom photo that he posted the other day?
Oh.
God.
Oh, was he shirtless for that?
Yeah.
he's
I'm
shirtless
pretty
with,
sure he's just in underwear.
He's doing
with
the
a samurai sword
the
and a
Belushi.
bottle of Mountain Dew.
Yeah, I don't have why do you people want to see my flabby man breasts? I don't understand this. I don't
It's for the
get
Jimmy
it.
Fund. It's for the Jimmy
I-
Fund.
I don't even think the Jimmy Fund wants to see that. Like,
No, we're not going to show it to them. They're just getting the money. That's all they care about.
Frank, think about this. The Rock is wearing a shirt during this time because he had to have surgery so he didn't have flabby man breasts. That's why he's got the shirt on. Remember?
yeah, but I mean, I bless Alex. I love Alex. I actually recently bought one of his shirts. But I don't know. I'm not that comfortable with myself to do that.
How recently did you buy the shirt?
I just got it in also on New Year's Eve.
Because I'm wondering if that's why he took that picture shirtless, because you bought the only shirt he had.
He's got like 4 shirts if you go to the website.
4 shirts.
Yeah, no, he. if
4?
you
It's better
follow
than
him-
one.
Frank,
If you go on his Instagram, he is very comfortable posting photos shirtless.
oh boy.
There goes Sammy.
Oh boy.
Oh yes, there she
Can
is.
I mean, I gotta say, did he not know? Like, she's very manly.
I would even say Santina Morella. look pulled off drag.
I wonder if this is after, because he did not seem happy that he just saw her.
Do we know who's playing that?
I have no idea.
I was just wondering that. Who is it?
Was it the same person that played Stormy from the Body Downers?
Oh, is it
Stormy.
Thrasher or Mosh?
That is Stormy?
No. That did Sammy.
Oh, I don't think so.
Give me let me do some online investigation here.
No, I think China, because China and Mark Henry were like having like a on-screen relationship. and
Her
China's bringing up a past.
her official name was Sammy the Tranny.
Oh my
my
God, Sammy the
lord.
tranny.
Lord.
So who? Catch me up. Who's the nation? Isn't a thing right now, right? That's
It is.
done. So
No, it's
Was
not.
it's not a thing at this
No.
time?
No, because The Rock's in the
No, he's in
corporation.
the corporation.
So who's the baby face? Mark Henry?
I don't know.
I think it's Goldust.
I think
Oh,
it's-
well,
Just got kicked in the giblets.
That was legal, by the way.
Yeah, for some reason it's not a disqualification.
So she's had her jaw realigned there, and she's had the +2s, right?
Yes.
By this point, yeah. Oh yeah, she's.
They should have had Goldust
That's
as WWF
all.
champion at one point.
If
I'm
you were
with
gonna
you.
do it, it would have been in '96. After that,
Yeah,
it wasn't
yeah.
the same.
What are they gonna? What is? She,
Ooh,
I
yay.
sneaky love the OJ Bronco chase from WrestleMania.
Dude, I love that match.
Yeah, I love them. Well, especially how brutal the beginning is, where it's like Piper broke his hand. I mean, like all of that stuff in the back of that was like, damn,
That's
those are some potatoes. I mean, they're
Just
throwing.
felt real. I don't know. It just felt like I could like feel the pain. I don't know. It was a real. That's one good match you guys should cover on here someday.
I should. Yeah, that's going to happen. I can promise you. But that was another thing. Was listening to Bruce describe that match. He goes, "It looks like Roddy Piper really gets hit by a golden Cadillac because he did. He wouldn't get out of the way. He refused to." And then he goes, "It looks like there's blood on the Bronco because there is. Roddy Piper was bleeding from the glass in the parking lot."
Sammy.
Oh, is this the night where he actually goes backstage? Or
I
is that
hope.
different?
I hope so. That would be a perfect.
Antonio, honest question. You see
Yeah.
her behind the Walmart. Do you go
Yes.
for the gold or no?
I will run her over with my bus.
You no stop.
oh my God.
You only say that now because you've seen her on television. If you had, you're like, it is 2 a.m.
Wow.
Wow.
You guys,
Oh, he passed out.
Well, don't you know I moved away from Walmart? I moved to Walgreens.
Ugh.
Oh,
Is that because the penicillin's closer there?
oh,
Or is it because Henry
gross,
works there and you can get a
gross.
discount?
I don't know.
That was the biggest bump, I think, of Mark Henry's career.
I
So-
love those boots that China wears. I want a pair of those boots.
Can we? Yeah,
Oh.
TJ, if you're gonna come out with another shirt, you need a shirt that just says "Map It,"
Mm.
not "Track It." You need a "Map It" shirt.
Midian.
Like,
Henry
is this
needs a
Midian
Map It shirt.
turning in- Is this him turning into Midian? What is this?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
Oh,
I love that.
it's
I love that they
closed.
show him being tortured, but yet they clearly know where he is because they're filming him, but no one helps him.
Now, if they were behind Walmart, that would be a different story.
Oh,
Evan, if you were back in 1999, how old were you?
I would have been 15.
So you were popping pretty hard for the segment?
Absolutely.
Now wait a minute. Hold on. What kind of popping?
Yeah.
hmm
Didn't matter.
Ba-dum-bum.
I was popping.
I'm telling you, Vegas could be so much fun if they have an AEW pay-per-view show up there.
Did anybody else catch in the China episode that JR said that Ivory started off as a bumping hoe?
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah, you guys didn't know that?
No,
didn't know
I
that?
knew
Yeah.
Victoria did. I didn't know Ivory did.
And think
Yeah,
about
Ivory
it.
did.
Think about her time in Glow.
hmm
Think about her time. I mean, like,
Well, we saw her in Super Clash 3.
yeah, there you go. Okay,
was in
even
that
go
show.
that far back. Yeah.
Wait, is that Electra? In the blue dress?
Hold on, it might be.
Who?
Let me do some research.
Electra
Who is that?
Who the hell?
from
is that?
ECW.
Oh, Test.
Good old Test. He had the look. They just didn't know what the hell to do with it.
Test. This is a test.
I don't know if Test ever cut a promo. Did he ever cut a promo?
Yeah, not well.
Not in this era. I want to say he did in like the 2002, 2003 era when he was paired up with Stacy Keibler.
Mm.
But yeah, it wasn't good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, remember One Night Stand 05 with Tommy Dreamer and the Sandman pouring the beer?
Mhm.
One of them was Elektra.
Oh,
I will
Mm.
say I would love to hear some Test road stories as a bodyguard for Motley Crue.
Mm.
I mean, Tommy Lee, Nikki Sixx. I mean, my God. I mean, who knows what he had to go through?
That's Kyoto, right?
Yeah.
yes.
That is.
Yes, it is.
That was another thing I noticed going back to the Conrad JR dichotomy was a relationship. Dichotomy is not the right word, but JR, he's always worried, or at least he discusses what the dirt sheets are going to say about him and take his words out of context. He talked about it constantly. And he said something about clickbait, and Conrad goes, and JR just exploded. He's like, they're going to. Don't say, What the hell does that, What the hell is that? This is exploded on the show.
That's my grandpa right there when he goes off about something.
That was like the other night where I'm like, what if we do a night of conspiracies? And then I queued up the landing on the moon one, and everybody's like, no, we were talking wrestling conspiracies, Carl.
And then
No, like everybody went off on me, and I'm like, oh, okay, I took that the wrong way. Sorry.
Well, then James Quella was like, yeah, we can talk about that.
James would
Oh,
be the
that
only
was.
one.
Oh, that did not look good.
James would be the only one to be like, yeah, I'm in.
I mean, I'm down to talk crazy conspiracy theories. I love crazy conspiracy theories.
Thursday. It's only I got to fill in my Thursday time.
If you want James to go off, you just say one word: Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
V trigger. That's 2 words.
No, technically it's hyphenated. It's one word.
Got it right.
There's so much good stuff in 99. There's so much bad.
Really
It's
is.
50,
I
it's
know.
50-50.
I feel bad for I always was a hardcore, like when we go through our like secret, don't talk about it. I'm not stealing this one from Conrad. I loved Mike Awesome. But The Godfather as Papa Shango, I thought could have been so. I've been listening to a ton of WrestleMania 8, Royal Rumble 92 going back for no specific reason.
Thank you. I love that character. It scared me as a child, but I love that character.
I don't care how cheesy the Ultimate Warrior with the green. Loved it.
Yeah.
And that was right
I mean,
there.
that's something that has layers, that you can tell different stories, and you can help bring awareness to something that's actually real.
Voodoo, we hadn't seen that.
Well, their whole goal in 92, 93 was to scare kids.
Mhm.
And I remember
they
I was
accomplished that goal.
I was 7 or 8 years old, and I was scared to death every time I saw Papa Shango.
Oh my God, I remember this game.
Evan, this probably got asked, and ask Evan anything, but what was your first like lucid wrestling memory, or the thing where you said, oh, what is this? Do you I'm sure that was asked. I don't remember your answer.
All good. First wrestling memories, what you're asking?
Yeah, if you said, because it's like I saw Yokozuna get body slammed on the USS Intrepid. Like that's what I remember first.
Good question. Yeah. I mean, the most vivid memory that sticks out to me is one of the very first Monday Night Raws was at the Worcester Auditorium, which I went to, which was sat like 1,000 people or something crazy small. And can remember like it was yesterday, me and my friend wrestling. Razor Ramon threw his toothpick at us. Me and my friend wrestled over it, and I took it home, framed it in one of those, baseball card, hard plastics.
That's
Every time
awesome.
I go to my parents, I try to find it somewhere. I cannot find it. But yeah, so, I remember the Royal Rumble 92 was one of the first pay-per-views that my parents let me get. So that's a vivid memory, and it just happened to be one of the most iconic Royal Rumbles ever.
Yep.
So those are a few early memories. But growing up, I was a huge, obviously, Hulk fan, but Macho Man was my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Loved him.
What and to go completely the other end of the spectrum, you know, Frank had mentioned just I think the collective, not to speak for everybody, but the collective, you know, kudos and respect we have for you getting, you know, going full time with AFS. Your previous social media job, I know we're friends on LinkedIn, but was it like completely the opposite? Like, was it sports related? Was it anything to do with, and you don't have to name the company or anything, but is this like a complete deviation from what you were doing in any way, shape, or form?
Absolutely. Yeah. So I had one job previous in sports, which is I worked at a football helmet company probably 4 or 5 years ago, which was a pretty sweet gig. But they moved to Detroit, so that opportunity went away. I was not moving to Detroit at that time. But yeah, so the job that I just left couldn't have been a further thing from sports or wrestling. It was a national child care organization, so partnered with big time employers to provide child care and, you know, other benefits to their employees. It was a really good company, but certainly not anything to do with wrestling or sports.
That's cool to see, like one door you would never expect to open up another door type of thing. That's kind of cool to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I've been at this, you know, just like the tweet said, it started as a hobby, just through a tweet DM to Conrad 4 years ago, just saying, you know, could I help with your Instagram? And once I get a taste of that, then I obviously was a big wrestling fan, big podcast fan, was trying to figure out how I could turn this into making money, which then not that you guys want to hear this whole story again, but morphed into the Mooney opportunity, where was a partner with him and was not breaking the bank, but was actually seeing a return on all the work that we're putting in to a small degree. And yeah, I would have never imagined this would turn into something where it's like a full-time income. So of all the shit that happened in 2020, this was certainly a net positive for sure.
Awesome. I don't know what I don't know your relation between Sean and you today, but I was blown away that he lives in Tucson and he'll come up to our independent shows and like give us critiques. Okay, do this, do that, but like in a kind, gentle way, and then stay for 4 hours of a month of TV that we tape. And like for him to do that, and he did it down in Tucson when we used to run a casino down there. He would come down there, but then he started coming up to Phoenix, and it was like, oh wow, it was cool. Like I saw him and I was like didn't believe it at first. I'm like, what's he doing here? Like, why is he here? But that's awesome. Yeah, he I know he's got his new project going. The last time we did the Zoom, so he was a delight to have on.
Yeah, he is a awesome guy, super, you know, humble and down to earth and generous guy. So in the wrestling space, you usually hear somebody say a bad thing here or there about somebody, but I've never heard anybody speak ill of Mooney. Just a really, really good guy.
You guys should try to get Brooklyn Brawler on.
Oh, Lord.
Fuck that guy.
My bad.
Yikes. I always wondered here, to change the topic entirely, because that's what I do. I've often wondered if Mick here at 99 knows that Triple H is a guy already. You think?
I don't think so. I mean,
Because Mick had said in his book that by this point here at 99, the light he could see the. Of course, Matt would join and then not be in the picture. There he is. He was saying that, you know, he could see the light at the end of the tunnel. He knew he was on borrowed time here in 99.
Mick knew he was on borrowed time. Is that what you
Yes.
said?
My closed caption just said, "My nips were on Mankind."
Yeah, I saw that too. I didn't want to say yeah.
Frankie, is
Did
that an icy title?
Oh shoot!
That is yes, sir. This is my newest prize that came in on New Year's Eve.
Welcome to an hour ago, Matt.
Really?
I know, I'm the worst.
Matt Levitt's joining us today, by the way. Hi, Matt.
Salutations.
We're if you want to jump in, somebody want to give Matt a time code. We're watching January 4th, 99 Raw.
I am
Let me
at
4801, 4802, 4803.
Ooh, these are a little bit ahead.
Okay, so the Foley Rock match hasn't started yet, has it?
No.
No.
Right now, Mick Foley
has
is
now got Shane in like a chicken wing type.
he's stretching Shane
submission.
McMahon.
And now
Oh, man.
the Vince and the Stooges are coming out.
They look concerned.
Bob Backlund is somewhere in the parking lot doing push-ups, saying, "Give me my move back."
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, it's interesting. This era of Raw just really has A story, B story, C story in a 3-act structure, and everything's just going into the next thing so easily. There's so much interconnectivity and so much attention to continuity that I don't think exists nowadays.
There is no continuity. I don't watch Raw, but if you watch the show from one week
Well,
to the
why
next,
would
there's
you? They're
very
killing people.
little tying things together.
They're setting
I mean,
people on fire.
SmackDown is a little better, but like,
Yeah,
Matt, I luckily have a good family friend who's a jeweler who has a steadier hand than I do. And the tail had broken off on Rock Chalk Jayhawk over here in the hand. She got it all assembled.
Oh,
Like
no.
all in one piece. Yeah. I was like, dude, where'd you get this? Because it's got the Naismith.
Yeah, it's got
M-
Fog Allen on it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
from the bookstore.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Appreciate that. That's the loudest place ever. You know, they've never held a wrestling. Could you imagine if they held an event there?
Oh, man.
Like a hot event? It would be, that place is louder than any venue I've ever been to, hands down.
Well, it holds the Guinness record
For
for
what?
loudest indoor sporting event.
Because it just shoots
Really?
on top of your head. It shoots into your skull because it bounces off that wood and it's like, bam, right down on your head. And you're like, oh my God. Like, yeah, I remember being in the press box. I'm like, ow. Like that actually hurt. And there's no pyro. There's no nothing. It's just the chance.
Yes.
See, and this is what Matt's talking about is during this show, we just set up that so that Mick just got his way and is getting his title shot. And now we're setting up The Rock's eventual babyface turn, which doesn't
Yeah.
happen for several more months.
Who asked the question, does Mick think that he knows that Triple H is the man?
That was me. No, not the man, just the one that's going to retire him.
So I don't
mean,
think
we're a
that
year out
I
there.
don't think that he is one to seek out chemistry unnaturally. He seems to me as a person that said, I can work with this guy for Royal Rumble. I can work with this guy because that Royal Rumble match is like, oh my God.
Oh, the
you
street
know?
fight?
Yeah. I mean, like, I think he saw him and said, okay, I need a couple matches here to solidify what's left in my scrambled eggs up here, for the time being. But still, Brandy, right? Thoughts and prayers. I think he just needed a little bit of that confirmation that, yep, we can do business, is what it seems like.
Dude,
to
that
me.
Hell in a Cell match at, what was it, Payback after, like, the next
Oh my
after Royal Rumble
gosh.
where it's career versus title. And
Oh,
he
I was
takes
there
the
for
bump
that.
through the cell and then the ring collapses.
Yep.
But that visual of him with the flaming 2x4 wrapped in barbed wire,
oh
phenomenal.
my God.
Was it Payback or was it No Mercy?
No way.
No
No, and
mercy.
speaking
No
of
Way
the
Out.
ring implosion,
No way out. 2000.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, no, there's no way out.
if you listen to the latest Mike Chioda's mailbag,
How
he
you
actually
doing?
gave away the magic of how they make the ring implode.
Hydraulics.
Alex.
Yeah.
Because Bruce
Ten,
is
10,
like,
10,
no,
10.
that's magic. We can't give away the secrets. And Kyoto's just like, yeah, they just put some hydraulics in there and like, boom.
It's safer than the way that ECW was doing it, where they just like cut part of the 2x4s and you got to aim for a spot and hope it works.
Yes. I mean, it is safer. I mean, obviously they brought somebody in that can work the hydraulics and all that, but Bruce is always like, no, can't give away the magic.
Well, what was
Can't
that?
give away the
Bam Bam and
magic.
Taz before the Foley bump. Bam Bam and Taz had 2 matches that they'd gone through the ring or through the entrance ramp, right?
Uh-huh. ECW. Mhm.
I love D'Lo Brown.
I was
love
just
seeing
gonna
him
ask, do you
there.
guys think D'Lo Brown's a Hall of Famer?
Absolutely.
Yes, no doubt.
I think he was seriously fucked up after what happened with Draws, and he never was able
Yeah.
to recover.
Yeah.
I agree.
I liked his TNA run, but I liked the aces and eights.
Yeah, that
I
was
mean,
pretty good.
I thought it had really great potential. I don't think they ended it the correct way, but I thought it
Well,
had
that's
a great. It was
everything in
different.
TNA.
Yeah.
Once again, if you
And
saw
he-
him and Godfather working at the same strip club, he is the bouncer and Charles Wright Bears just walking around. Are you messing around at all? You're sitting on your hands.
I'm leaving.
Absolutely not.
Yeah,
After-
I'd be
after I
like,
get an
I'd be like
autograph.
I'm gonna get killed.
After I get an autograph and a picture, I'm leaving.
They probably would too, actually.
So you're violating the no camera policy in order to get a picture with the Godfather and then
Yes.
immediately leaving.
Yeah.
Because I'm probably getting thrown out.
Excuse me, ladies. Excuse me. Need
I don't
get
want to
with
picture
these.
you. Is Charles here?
It's Bear. If you put Edge in Chris Jericho's spot in let's reverse timelines, War, Wrestling and Romance, and throw him down in Mexico, I wonder what his I wonder how his storyline would have been different, because here's this kid that comes from Canada, but I just see him coming through the crowd and he's popular, but he would have been so over in Mexico.
Oh my God. They would have him on the telenovelas. He would be everywhere.
He would have been
He would be
Vampiro.
doing hair commercials.
Right.
Yes.
Right. He would have been Vampiro.
That
By the
documentary
way-
was so good, by the way.
Dude, Matt,
So
when
good.
you said
I
it was
think, what is
good,
it, $4.99 to rent on Amazon Prime?
I've
They
Well, I
like-
bought that one
twice.
and I bought the David Arquette one. They are
Bought that.
both
Another
dynamite.
good one. Another good one you need to watch. Really good.
That one I cried at the end of. That one I was like,
Which one?
David Arquette.
Oh, Arquette's was phenomenal. Yeah.
I had another topic
Oh.
and I forgot. I don't.
This is the move D'Lo botched on draws.
Yeah, it hasn't happened at Draws yet. It's later
So
in the year.
that happened, correct me if I'm wrong, Long Island, correct? Nassau?
I think so.
And it's they slipped. That is awful.
Mhm.
That sucks so
he
much.
was wearing that filmy like mesh type shirt.
Oh,
he
right,
was-
right,
It
right.
was either wet or he was oily, and he couldn't get a grip.
I know it was post chest protector. He wasn't wearing that anymore. Which, by the way, I love the chest protector. I even did back then. I thought it was funny. And genius.
So they do it now. Myron Reed, who's in MLW right now and on the
Yep.
Indies, has brought back the chest protector. It's super cool.
Roman Reigns.
I would call that more of a tactical vest than a chest protector.
Well, that's what's funny is I always watch those. But now, granted, he's not wearing it anymore. But I was always watching
Thank
shows
God
that he'd
for
get up
that.
from like 3 spears or whatever. How in the world did Roman Reigns get up? He's wearing a padded vest.
Huh.
How
I
was
could get up
SmackDown
from a
last night? Anybody? SmackDown?
Or
I was at work.
Nope.
I don't
I
watch
did
the
hear
back
Sonya
product
Deville
right now.
came back though.
I
That
did
was
see that.
awesome.
I did see Sonya Deville.
No,
came
that's
back.
good. I woke
That's
up.
scary as hell.
I follow NJPW.
Oh, here comes the pretty mean sisters.
A
We
little-
have
a little-
Carrie,
Oh God,
who's
not this.
pretending to be
This
pregnant,
is in the show too.
Oh no, 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 no. No, don't like this.
and
No, I'm
Jackie.
muting myself. I don't like this. I don't like this.
oh, is this where it
Oh
happened?
boy, I
Yeah,
think this is where she loses the baby.
yeah.
Oh,
That's stupid.
This
Is
episode
Russo
is
still.
not. Yes,
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
this episode is.
And there she is.
Lord, this
Listen, oh,
episode is 99 in a nutshell.
Hmm.
There's like 2 great things. The rest is trash.
Like we go right from a great wrestling match, like this match was great, to She
I'm
fucking
sorry,
trips on the stairs.
I'm looking at her butt. What are you talking about? Show
Thank you,
her
Frank.
booty. Let's go.
Frank Bruno,
Delicious.
Frank Bruno, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you all.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Frank,
it's a little cold in there. It's
when
cold
like
in the arena. Was it cold in the arena, Evan?
when you meet me in hell,
Oh, hello.
when Satan's like, you know why you're here. Was it the Terry Reynolds pregnant? I'm looking at her butt joke.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was looking at her.
Yeah, I would too if I didn't think that her fallopian tube just got turned inside out. So
also,
I
I just remember this is also the beginning of the group called PMS,
Yep.
and this is how they introduced meat.
Yep.
Evan, didn't you say you once did work with Terry Reynolds too?
Yeah, short-lived, but she had a podcast. Again, I was trying to figure out, I was throwing feelers out to anybody who would give me a listen. So I worked with her briefly. Sorry. She was just a space. I don't know the words. She was out there,
So when are we gonna have her on AFS?
oh God.
Oh my God.
If you remember, I probably stopped working with her probably like 2 months before she got arrested with a gun in the airport, if you recall that.
I
Oh,
do.
yeah.
I
Where
do.
was
did
that
not-
in
what?
relation to her blading herself at New Jack's suggestion?
Say that again?
Well, so she famously got talked into blading herself and like posted it all over the internet because she was dating New Jack at the time.
Oh,
This was
God,
because-
no.
Easy way, hard way, right? It's one way or another. Everybody's getting color. So did you work with her before or after she made the really, really ridiculous decision to blade herself on camera?
This is the first I'm hearing of
That
that.
was between 2009 and 2011 for the record.
Okay. Yeah, no, this was probably like 3-4 years ago. Yeah, her podcast wasn't good, but she wasn't, Conrad always says some folks just hit record and they're like, what are we going to talk about? That was her in a nutshell.
That's this show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Uh,
It was called
That's nice.
Cigars, Stars, and Superstars.
if I have a doctor wearing this Apache style jacket with a stethoscope, who I'm kind of confused could be Jekyll in the Truth Commission, I'd be like, no, get the hell away from my womb.
well, hold on. Let's go back to that podcast name for a second. First of all, you can't rhyme stars with superstars.
It was cigars, scars, and
Stars,
super
sorry.
Okay, that's better.
Oh,
I was gonna say like you can't do that's lazy.
Yeah. It was.
Does he still have this? He still has the fucking sign on his back.
hey,
I love it.
by the way, it's good to see that we advanced so far in the PC world that, hey, you got burnt in a funeral fire. Let's stick a sign on the back of you, big dummy.
Briscoe's body
And
count.
you know what? They filled it in even more just so.
It's worth the drive.
They're like, somebody get a Sharpie, fill it in. It's not dark enough.
So I'm pretty sure this match is Kane versus the Stooges.
And it's falling off again.
Briscoe's going into
There you go.
I love
So Kane
Yeah.
was one of the guys we got to meet, and he is just a monster of a human being.
Oh, yeah.
What, did he have his mask on at the time?
He didn't say a word. He was in full gimmick.
Kayfabe, right?
Yeah.
I met
Kayfabe for
him
sure.
in 2017 at a Comic-Con in Raleigh, North Carolina, and he was running for mayor at the time, and he could not have been a nicer person. It was crazy.
Did you see his cute little smart car?
Yes.
I don't know how he fits in there.
Well, I don't mean to bring this up, but it's the only way I can remember now. What weekend was Brian Christopher when that happened? Was that
Oh God! Like
was
when
that 17?
he passed.
Yeah. Because it was the same weekend because Lawler was supposed to be there and he wasn't because
Right.
that had happened that day. Not to be a complete
Mhm.
bummer, but Kane was he had that goofy corporate Kane mask. I hated
That was July of 18.
Okay,
July
so it was 18.
29th, 2018.
And he was eating when I walked up to the line. And I wasn't gonna rush him. I mean, he's eating. It's not a big deal. And he was eating a salad also. I'll just point that out. And So I'm just saying there. He doesn't even realize I'm saying there, and he looks like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize you were lying." I'm like, "No, it's fine. You can finish eating. Like, it's not a big deal. I'll wait." And he goes, "No, I'll get up." So he gets up. First of all, he's a monster. He's just a mountain of a human being. And then he takes my picture, and then I realized not only did he stop eating to take his picture with me, I look down. He's in a walking boot.
Walking boot, like he.
Like he was
He
injured.
fucked up his foot or his ankle or
Yeah.
something.
I think it was when Brock Lesnar like injured his leg.
I think so.
He was just doing
Yeah.
that storyline wise.
No. It was legit.
No,
Oh, okay.
Brock legit hurt him.
Oh, okay.
Matt, you can't use that word, so I'll use it for you. How's that?
Sorry, Matt.
New Year's resolutions.
Mine.
Are you
mine
asking
is-
what ours
mine
are?
Is to go
or-
to, mine is to go.
No,
to
that's
rehab
one of
for-
mine.
Oh,
Oh.
my one of mine is to go to rehab for my Funko Pop addiction.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that, Frank. That's also my fault.
We need to have an intervention with Frank about that. Frank, how many have you bought now?
I'm up to 60 something.
Holy
Lord.
Since
Jesus.
June.
What? What's that?
How many of you told Mrs. B about?
I have not talked about my Funko Pop problem with Mrs. B.
Mm.
I have not. I mean, and I still have my eye on specific ones, but I think I've got like 5 more coming, and I've stopped buying. I've got a couple I pre-ordered too. So
So
She's
I'm
gonna
still
go Mike
waiting to
Kolb
see
on your
somebody buy
computer.
the SDCC, the San Diego Comic Con Rey Mysterio variant
oh
from
god,
2014 that runs for like $1,000.
Yeah, Frank will buy it
yeah.
too.
No, yeah, like the last time I looked at that one, it was 1,400. But even the regular one, the regular Rey Mysterio, the one where he's in blue, I think it is, he's like 800. Like,
She's gonna go Mike Kolb on your computer and take
oh,
control.
there you go, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
And she's going to go through your internet history.
Oh man.
You could try clearing everything out, and she's like, "No, I'm gonna find it." Like when you were installing the software on your computer,
Why?
and Mike had to take over on your computer and give you access. That's what's gonna have to happen. She's gonna go to your Google and be like Funko Pop DX,
Yeah, if you could
and then
see my
she's
Amazon
gonna be like
history.
Frank Simpson.
Frank, what cost you more? Divorce 1, Divorce 2, or your Funko Pops?
I don't know if Evan knows that story. So divorce 2 is what cost me the most. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Divorces, eh?
Yeah, I have 2 divorces on my resume.
The second one doesn't count, right?
Well, the second one, I don't want to incriminate the second one was
You found out she had a penis.
No, I found out she wanted a green card more than wanted to be with me. So that ended very quickly. The first one I struggled with big time because it was my kind of the love of my life kind of thing, and it the mother to my daughter and all that shit. But I mean, I'm over it now. I think I'm a much better person for it, and I it is what it is. So I just need one more divorce and I'll be Ross from Friends. So.
Look at this guy.
It can be arranged.
It's not a goal you should strive for, Frank.
Oh,
I'm just Brandy. Let's get married and then divorced in a week. Help me out with this, will you? I mean,
There's
I'll
the
at least
chance-
put out once.
There's a chance Brandy has more like assets to lose than you do in that situation.
Mm.
So
I mean, I do own my own home, so there'd have to be a prenup involved.
I'm already
Oh, don't get me
conflicted
going
off
on the
of this case at
prenups.
this point.
Welcome to Tap Guy Theater. We make dreams come true.
Frank, you can
Also, whoever ultimately hires my wife is going to win.
No, that's true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
both Mr. and Mrs. Levitt are attorneys, which is crazy.
That's why I'm glad he's on my side.
Frank,
ain't
if you
joking.
do get a third marriage, be it a male or female, just
Oh my God.
middle name, full middle name Adam Oates, so you could say you did the hat trick, and so you can really
So
pay
there are
homage to
two
a
very,
good
very
Bruin.
important things that we can take out of hip hop in terms of legal advice.
Hip
Gold
hop.
Digger has the greatest family law advice in the history of mankind. If you ain't no punk holler, we want prenup, yeah. It's something that you need to have. If she leave your ass, she gonna leave with half.
Oh my god.
He's got a point. I mean,
Facts. The second, all search and seizure law can be broken down in 99 problems.
mhm.
I
But
got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one.
Yeah. Verse 2. The year's 94, my trunk is raw, and the rear view mirror is the motherfucking law. And he literally walks down exactly how you should behave in a search and seizure situation.
Oh my
Matt and
God.
I will be pulling up residency at Hakkasan at MGM in Las Vegas.
Oh my
as
god.
Kim
Life
Jo-
lessons from hip hop,
as-
teaching you everything you need to know.
as Kim Jong Super Ill, and I will be David Chopperfield. So I'll be on the ones and twos, and Matt will be rapping about prenups.
That was phenomenal. That was just phenomenal.
No, if we can go back to New Year's resolutions for a minute, I want to cut down on my addiction to these.
Yes, that is what I've learned. What I learned through my surgery and such is that soda of any kind is absolutely positively empty calories. You are consuming
Mhm.
empty calories and sugar.
Well, I have an empty soul, so it goes together well. I work with a guy.
Well-
He was having migraines and digestive issues, and he drank Diet Coke, and I drink Diet Pepsi. And I was like, oh, I kind of like the aspartame. Like, I kind of see that. My wife is a nurse. She's told me it's not good for you. I drink maybe 2 or 3 a day. He was drinking between 12 and 30 a day.
Oh
Good
my god.
Same. You know who had that problem with
Hi, kidney stones.
Trey Wingo had the same problem. TJ, he was drinking 12 to like 30 a day,
That's crazy.
and he had same exact problem. He got
Like,
super sick. Like, look at his aging. It was like Trey Wingo young, Trey Wingo's old. Like, it aged him. If you honestly look at him.
Like, he
Yeah,
told me
mine
that,
is
and I got an
wrestling.
ulcer.
Yeah, but
It's
I
the only
think
way
some
that
of you
I'm gonna
guys
get off Diet Mountain
know,
Dew.
but since the breakup, I've lost almost 25 pounds.
Yeah. Well,
I didn't-
good. Is
I
that
did
good
not
or
know that.
bad?
Amazing.
Well,
That's
that
amazing.
you were
gotta
sick.
keep it
I
up.
don't know if I should clap
I
or
was
not.
sick. That was part of it. I had lost weight before that, and I noticed I was at work. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. These pants are looser than they are normally. What's going on?
Did you do the Three Stooges and you just stood up and your pants just hit your ankles?
Oh my god.
That would be one for the office bloopers. No, thankfully, no. Although I do have a belt, so that would kind of make sure that doesn't happen.
What's a belt?
Yeah, there you go.
Hi, Carl.
Carl is unaware of what a belt is. I've never worn a belt in my life. Other than the military. I had to in the military, but I never have it.
Not
Other
big
than
on the
that.
belt.
You know, we've kind of spared Evan from it, but it's not a proper Top Guy theater experience unless he drops $300 on eBay before the end of the
This
night.
is true. We
I was
haven't
gonna bring
done
that
any
up, actually.
eBay shopping.
When we were doing the Frank Funko Pop, I was going to ask Evan if he had any addictions, and then let's fuel them. Let's go on eBay and find some stuff.
I mean, not to steal Sad News Bears gimmick, but this is a bit of show and tell that occurs and
Ooh, yes.
in real time shopping.
Mhm.
Well, I don't have anything to eBay related, but I did when I was at my parents' last week, and I found the photos. I said we were behind the scenes at this event.
Holy
So I got a bunch of photos of young Evan with a bunch of the wrestlers.
Is that Al Snow?
Yeah. So what sucks is I lost.
That's so awesome.
I lost all the good ones. I can't find the one with The Rock, Stone Cold, Mankind, or Kane, and yet I have the Al Snow one.
What does everybody want?
Yeah, I don't mean to laugh at that end.
Yes.
But that isn't that true for like how we collect, and then we're like, yeah, I've got all of them except for the ones that matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Like,
yeah, I don't collect much. I have a few wrestling posters on my office wall. I would love to. I used to be a huge baseball card collector, but like autograph collector, but nothing really wrestling related that I collect.
You want to get back into that? There's a guy in WHW. Mike Holb, remind me, what's his
I forget
name?
his name, but he's got like,
He's in a warehouse. I don't know if you've seen the Zooms. He's in a warehouse of cards.
Oh my
And
God, yes. I
Yeah,
know
and
he's-
that guy's got more cards because I thought I was being like all cool with because Tony had talked about the Rick Monday rookie card being the first card he ever got at the Tops 1964. So I gave him to that when I saw him at AEW. Well, Mike has already, Sobeed orange out, Bruce, and he's already Reggie Jackson baseball autographed home run balled me. So there was no topping that. Hey, how's the tracking going on that Sobe orange, Mike?
not good. I shipped my last shipment of Sobe orange to Bruce on December 14th, I think it was, and the last update was December 18th. It just says in transit to destination. So I think the people at my local post office just drank all that blood orange Sobe. But
It
there
is
was
the last of its kind.
I purposely waited till Christmas time to send Bruce the last shipment. There was 36 of them. It weighed 40 pounds. But where it's at, I have no idea.
Wow.
Well, I don't know if
So
you guys have seen
actually,
the
since
pictures.
we have Matt here,
Oh,
I
wow.
have dipped into the Funko
Ooh, it's
Pops,
signed and
I got
everything.
this. Yes, I got this from Dave Hancock. It is signed by Finn Balor.
Does it come with safety
So-
goggles
It should.
for his wank as he's looking into the
Yes.
camera? Every
Yes,
time, every
like-
single
Oh
time.
my God, I so remember this. I totally
Wait, is this
forgot
the
about
one where he takes somebody gives somebody else a is it on a deal of wood pallets?
Well, Evan, you called this. Yeah, I believe it is. But Evan, you called the snowstorm.
Snowstorm, yeah, I remember. Now, yeah, because they go outside and shit, don't they? Or they're already outside.
Yeah,
Yeah, I remember
no,
when you had
as
hard time getting.
Yeah, so it's pals right there.
as I show the photo of Finn Balor doing the pose, that's
Yeah.
my lock screen. Yeah.
His wiener pose.
This is when hardcore
Yes.
wrestling was good. Instead of going to the same backstage areas.
Mm.
They go
Gosh,
outside.
so wait,
Hey
this
TJ,
is
where you at on death matches?
Well, again, time frame. Catch a Shack from Terry Funk. I'll watch him all day.
Did you watch that AR
Oh.
Fox one that I sent you
Oh, that AR Fox one's
with
freaking
Killshot?
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
You know what's a good one is actually from GCW. It was Nick Gage and Alley Cat. That was, a good
was destructive.
Oh,
one. Yes,
wood pallets.
but it was
Uh,
good. Like it told a really good. It actually told a story because Alley Cat had been fighting to get a shot at the GCW title against Nick Gage, and she finally got it. It was in her home state of Texas. So it was good. I want to say that was like February last year. January, February last year.
I'm gonna
But,
go ahead and keep on putting Lucha Underground over. That
Yep.
Penta right before he's still Penta
Yep.
Junior at that point, but Pentagon Junior versus Vampiro. is-
Yes.
Oh
Out
fuck
of this
Where he
yeah!
I
takes
was-
a light bulb.
Yeah.
I liked how Vampiro came out
The
like
fucking light bulbs. They
was like a rabbi.
for that.
Yep.
he came out the rabbi with the lamp and all that.
I'm sending to the group Wildcat Chris Harris versus James Storm in the Texas Death
Oh
Match
yes,
Impact
that one.
is 19 minutes of maybe the best death match you'll ever see because it actually does tell a story and it is violent, but it's not grotesque. It's not like Sabu ripping his pants and wrapping himself in barbed wire. When I got done filming that with my mom was like, "Are you kidding me with that?
And
What the
super long
hell?
his bicep back in.
What the hell was that?"
So when I was down with Conrad a few weeks ago, he made me watch that because I've missed. I don't know what you guys blow me away. I thought I was a wrestling fan. I don't know half a quarter of these matches, but he's made me watch both times death matches, and that's the one he made me watch a few weeks ago. Was that
Which one?
The one where Sabu like tapes up his bicep?
Oh
is
my
that
gosh,
the-
it's
that's the
disgusting.
Barbed wire match.
Yeah.
Oh,
When I put that video on Twitter yesterday, I edited that down, but there's it makes it 2 minutes and like 19 seconds. It's like 2:30 if I leave it in, but his elbow is in that barbed wire, and you're like,
When I describe that match to people that either don't watch death matches or just don't watch
Ugh.
wrestling in general, I don't even tell them that part. I just tell them, you know, they replaced the ropes with barbed wires, and it got to the point they got Shawn Michaels just got written off TV. They got so entangled in the barbed wire they had to stop the match and cut them out.
Oh, Sean.
I've
That's
seen
crazy.
one of those matches live at an indie show before. Michael Strider took
Awful.
on Jeremy Wyatt in when they replaced the ropes with barbed wire, and it was brutal. Like Wyatt the next day had bandaging and athletic tape that he was basically wrapped up in because he had a similar deal to what happened with Sabu. If they don't use gimmick barbed wire and they're using real stuff, whew,
I would say no ropes is almost just as bad. I've been to a no ropes when I've not been to a barbed wire one. No ropes is awful. The bumps are just,
is that how Josh Barnett's Bloodsport operates?
Yes,
ropes.
no ropes.
are brutal.
But it's more MMA straight fighting. Like the only way you win is by knockout or submission.
Did
And-
he show you Evan, did he
Yeah.
show you FMW?
Is that so? It started with showing me the whole skewer things.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, my
right.
Lord.
Yeah.
Was
One of
that
the
the-
Vance Warner
Yeah.
wooden skewers.
And then he showed
That was
me
gross.
some match where like the place would explode in like
Yep.
10 minutes.
FMW,
That's FMW.
Onita and Terry
There's,
Funk.
there's
Yeah.
this, but that's I'm gonna be honest, and everyone can tell me I'm an asshole for this, but there's no place in professional wrestling for that bullshit.
I'll say this much: seeing it in person, somebody announcing it, I wanted to throw up. But on TV and watching like the Vice documentary and the CZW and DJ Hyde's, here's a guy who got arrested and then served time in prison and then came out and is doing this thing in Delaware. If that's people's jam, that's their jam. That's the way I see it. To each their own. But in person, I will say, Frank, I got sick off the bat when the guy, because I'm backstage and I'm waiting to call it, and he pulls up his knee pad and he has a hot glue gun. He goes, "Can you hold this?" And I
Oh
go,
my
"Yeah," because I'm like not doing anything, and he's gluing on like shoot tacks onto the knee pad. And I'm like, "Oh wow, is that the finish?" He goes, "Oh no." And he has it was like Christmas time, so he had the Santa full. It was Jerick. Brandy, you would know this.
Is it Jerick 120?
Yeah, Jerick 120 in Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. And he's
Mhm.
got the bag of Legos. And that
Mhm.
Lego spot is the worst thing I've ever seen because they weren't just stuck in his back. They were like implanted. Like they were-
Threaded, yeah.
it was awful. Like that in person was terrible. On TV, I think it's an interesting dichotomy and it elicits a response for a conversation, at least in that sense.
Here we go, we're-
Watching it like on tape is easier. Like I was at a PWG event and they had a guerrilla warfare match, which for all intents and purposes
Ugh.
is like a death match. And it was Sammy Callahan and Drake Younger.
Your favorite TJ.
Yeah. And they were stapling dollar bills and like random scraps of paper to their face and shit,
So stupid.
and
Yeah,
then ripping it
um,
out.
What's the fucking point of
And-
that? What's the point?
But
of
hey,
that
I'm
kind
gonna
of
staple
bullshit?
some stuff to your face. I mean, hey, you can kiss my ass. That's what you're doing.
But did that but did people not feel like that added to the movie The Wrestler?
No.
Oh,
I see. I thought it did with Necro Butcher.
Well, the Necro Butcher match, I thought
Yeah.
so.
I thought it added.
I mean, it's nice that people can see what they put themselves through, but that's also
Right.
not the norm.
Yeah.
That's an outlier.
Fans
Like-
bring the weapon
And-
stuff is out of bounds.
Yeah.
Like I'm okay with it if there is a story that these guys hate each other so fucking
That
much. Like
was-
they need to go to those lengths.
Well, and that's what
I'm
it used
okay
to
with
be.
it.
Like the gimmick was the blow off.
I'm
There was
not
an actual
here
story
for
arc that they were telling to get
gratuitous
there.
violence for gratuitous violence sake.
That
I'm here
was,
for
I
the
still have a
the
bunch of
story makes
keys.
sense.
So Adam Pierce had a series of matches with Colt Cabana at Metro Pro
7
Wrestling
levels
up
of
in
Yep.
Kansas
hell.
City.
Yep.
And then he also had a series of matches with Michael Strider right before he lost the NWA title. And I still have, he had a retirement match with Strider. And I still have a bunch of the keys from the keyboard that Pierce hit Strider in the head with
Jesus.
during the retirement match. Ran over and grabbed like the Alt key and the Tab key. And I think I have like S and J.
Okay.
I
So
remember
gratuitous.
that.
Speaking of gratuitous violence, just for gratuitous violence, TJ, when you get your computer back, you'll enjoy the background.
no good.
I figured.
No good.
Did we choose
I
number 2?
can't wait.
Can I just make one recommendation though, TJ? Make sure your kids aren't present when you're turning this computer on.
I knew it. I knew it.
Evan, to get my last question in before this whole thing goes down,
Sure.
what are you more surprised by? The speed at which somebody can do name that theme, the speed at which somebody can do name that, in this corner, or I mean, some of them are unbelievable.
It is.
I mean, to me, I mean, have you been blown away, or just your general reaction to the speed at which people could be like, "Oh, got it."
It is mind-boggling. Like I said a few minutes ago, I've learned over the last 8 months that I am not nearly as big a wrestling fan as I thought I was compared to a lot of you guys. But yes, the speed and how many people get some of these, especially the I guess the jobber one is the one that
So hard.
blows my mind the most. Just everybody's like, "Oh, that's Harvey Whipple." No, that's a bad example. That's Mike
It's all-
Mike Jones from 1982 who wrestled once. Like, I don't know how you guys do it.
The theme 2 seconds. That one's TJ. I'm so angry at ourselves that we did not get Market Square Arena because
Oh,
I
yeah,
knew that one and I didn't see it. And I go, literally, as soon as I saw it, I go, "Oh, somebody's already won at this one."
Yeah,
I mean,
like
the caption this or name that gimmick.
Yeah.
Those are funny. Those are fun to read. But like, I'm like, that guy already got it, and it's 2 seconds up.
I know.
Like, it's like unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like I have a hard time figuring out this one that just came out.
I just gotta say, I think that was the nicest way anyone has ever called me a dork, Evan. Thank you.
Who, speaking of those though, like
I'll
when
tell
you
you-
guys have like the caption this, who picks the winners of the caption this stuff?
I do. So the other ones that are, there's an actual
Right.
winner, I'll just choose somebody at random. But the other ones, I just, it's not an exact science. I'll just go through them, find one that pops me, and that's who gets it. I'll add some fairness to it. Like if someone just won another one, I'm not going to pick that person unless it's, above and beyond everybody else. But yeah, so
Makes
obviously
sense.
some of it's up to my discretion, but
So two things. We're about to witness, for my
History.
money, the loudest pop in the history of Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
And secondly, literally as we were telling Evan about our shopping addictions, FedEx came to my door. So I will be right back because I know what it is. So I'll be right back, and I can show you how bad it gets on the show.
Is it Michael
You have
Cole?
a wife. Have her bring the package down to you.
She didn't answer the phone. I'm pretty sure she's asleep.
Jamie?
She'll answer for me.
Stocking
up,
up on
Mike.
condoms.
Oh, wow. By the way, is it? I have a feeling I know what it is. It's Michael Cole's Canadian tuxedo from this event. Full on. Jeans on jeans on jeans on jeans on jeans.
Absolutely.
Denim.
Ow!
Denim,
Man
denim,
to
denim.
the face.
Evan,
Denim
what
needs
else
to
did
make
they-
a comeback.
Did they tape anything else here on this show? Do you remember? Or was it just?
I don't think they could. Could they have?
I know they didn't do anything after the event.
This was the
Oh.
second episode. Like they did the December
Oh.
29th
Oh.
Raw live, and then they taped this one afterwards, right?
They had everything in the kitchen sink in this main event, though.
Oh my
got
God.
Rock, Mankind, DX, the Corporation, Vince, Kane, and then eventually Austin all end up, and you're basically having a no disqualification with Shane as the ref. It's
This was wrestling.
Well, like think about it too. So the A story right now is still Austin McMahon. The
Yep.
B story is Rock and Mankind. The C story is they're getting ready to level up Triple H. And so you basically have DX v the corporation as tangential to this. So they become fully seconds because you're going to flip H heel mid-year, which is going to lead into Rock Stock connection, sort of a double turn with Rock becoming face. It's insane how much planning went into getting here.
So I'm sorry, Matt, were you done with that?
Yeah,
So
it
to
wasn't that
answer
important anyway.
the previous question, there was 4 different things filmed on this night. Nothing really in the dark matches is worth talking about except for Skull and 8 Ball defeating Kurgan and Golga.
There you go. There you go, Bruno.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
My
then
boys.
Shotgun Saturday Night was filmed and Sunday Night Heat was filmed, with the main event of Sunday Night Heat being Road Dogg and Test, as well as Jeff Jarrett and Owen Hart taking on Ken Shamrock and the Big Boss Man.
Do you guys mind if I just do this in real time?
Yes.
Oh boy.
Side note, is
for it.
anybody using the side Russian leg sweep right now? Because if not, it should be.
Here we go. Ready? And it's right here.
That Mick Foley is going to win their world title. Oh, he's going to put some butts in the seat. Mick Foley did it! If I had to pick.
So
There you go.
I think what's, and Evan, you can speak to this because you were actually here. The craziest part about this whole thing is this whole match, the crowd's building. And then Billy Gunn interferes to ward off Shamrock. Crowd goes nuts.
Yep.
Then Triple H jumps in. Crowd goes nuts. Austin comes. Crowd comes
That-
unglued. Unglued.
Banana.
And then Foley gets the 3 and the crowd spikes again.
Yeah, every time I see the clip of this, once I see Billy Gunn in the ring, I'm like, all right, here we go. It's coming.
I'm getting goosebumps right now just watching it again.
Frank, wait, do we have a Titans jersey that I totally missed in the background?
Where? No.
All right, hard cam.
Who was 95?
Oh,
That's
yes,
Javon
right
Curse
there.
97.
That's not a Titans
97.
No, Javon Curse
No.
was 93.
Albert Hansworth.
Javon Curse.
He was 92.
And Javon Curse
Well-
was 90.
Well,
Well,
who's
that was a-
wearing a
Out
light
on
blue
the-
and
That's a-
if we
and
go up in the
Tar
right
Heels.
upper
Tar Heels.
oh,
left
Tar Heels.
hand.
Oh, that could be Julius Peppers.
Nope.
Oh.
Julius
long as
Peppers
it's
wore
We'll
not
56.
find
Brian
it so
Sims,
you can
because
figure
fuck
out who
that
it was,
guy.
TJ.
All right, what about no, it could be like Columbia. It could be like an Ivy League school.
We're seeing a
Who
big
would wear
moment
a
right now.
fucking
We're
Ivy
arguing
League
about a
jersey?
Titans jersey.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I'm just saying. Just saying, I saw it and I was like, oh.
Oh, Rock, don't look at the
I see it,
referee.
it's upper
Yeah.
left,
Yeah,
What
that's a-
pops do you think would
right
compare with
here,
the Austin
upper
pop?
left-hand corner.
Um,
He's wearing a red hat and a blue jersey.
In all honesty, I can't remember a pop like this one.
I think
No.
the Lesnar return
Okay.
Nah,
against Cena,
Mm,
it wasn't that big.
Punk.
Austin
the
returns
Edge
to save.
return at the Rumble.
Yeah.
Austin
Punk.
returns to see Team WWF at that Raw before Invasion. It was
Yes.
the loudest pop
Right
I've
before
ever heard.
the pay-per-view.
Above Punk in Chicago.
That one.
Okay,
Well, I
here's
wasn't
All right,
at
here we
the
go.
Austin
that.
one.
Here we go. Here we go.
You
Business is
were
about
at
to
that
pick
one.
up.
Don't lie.
Oh, it's a no.
No, I
DQ
wasn't
match.
at the one with Austin, is what I'm saying.
Here we
Oh,
go.
I was at the one with Punk, and that was nuts.
And here's the
Here we
thing: you
go.
don't even have to
You
hear it.
rat
You can just
bastard,
watch
Mike.
it.
God.
Look at
Just watch
that. Look at
this.
that.
Look at the pop.
Look at this guy.
Oh, motherfucker.
I never get tired of this.
I love that the crowd's going nuts. Austin's music playing. Hebner is still not paying attention.
Of course.
Dude, they got to resell that.
Oh.
They have to resell that long sleeve.
Here we go.
Why didn't they ever make Austin jeans?
One,
1,
two.
Dude.
3.
Wow. Wow.
I love how Earl Hebner, he slows the countdown
Yeah.
to anticipate.
He was good at it.
Yeah.
He's good at slowing it down enough just to stretch that moment out, but it's not to the point where you realize it's actually slower.
Well,
There is so much going on right now
Yeah.
when you think about it.
so here's the thing too: is I can't remember who said this, but they said that title changes never happened on TV. It's on
I said that.
pay-per-views. Yeah.
I said that.
And so when Hebner's counting the 3 that slow, you're like, well, something's got to happen. This isn't how it's going
That's
to end.
exactly what I thought. Exactly what I thought. I'm like, something. What the hell? Like,
Vince
I was like,
McMahon-
what?
Vince McMahon is
McMahon
priceless
never
here.
breaks
And
character.
I love that Stone Cold gave him the double finger. He got his moment, but then
And
it
then left.
transitions into Mick. And if it tells you how over he is, Austin's gone. The fans could, I mean, maybe Evan, you could attest to this. I know it's so long ago, but it's like they've almost fixated on Mick now, and Austin was just a byproduct. Well, it was great, and it helped, but it was like, holy F, he just won it.
Absolutely.
I don't know if that's even
Yeah,
a
and then he
question.
does the lap around the ring, and it's another
My my favorite part of this whole thing is at some point Mick's going to say, for the little ones at home, Daddy-O did it, and Vince goes, that makes me want to puke. He just keeps repeating it.
Yo, Adrian, I did it.
I think everybody identified with this because everybody's kind of felt like Mick at one point. Like, you feel like the outcast, the person that doesn't really fit in what you're trying to accomplish in your life. And finally, the blue collar guy is getting one over on the evil empire.
Well,
And-
what's
So is this if you're going to ask this question, TJ, not to interrupt, is this the TV 14 version, the Attitude Era version of Daniel Bryan winning it in
Yes.
the TV PG
Yeah.
version?
great comparison?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was just going to say, what started all of this was the series of interviews he did with JR 2 years
Yes.
previous to this.
Yes.
Well, then you have the turn at what is it? Is it Survivor Series?
Yep.
And then Royal Rumble, you have the multiple unprotected chair shots and the rematch.
That's at 2 weeks after this, or 3 weeks.
Okay. That's right, because Foley was okay.
Yeah, he
yes.
was going into that as
That was
champion.
the I Quit. Wait a
even
minute, they
that-
record.
That was a, you know, it wasn't intended, but that was a grotesque show of violence, that match.
That
And-
makes me want to puke.
And
Sorry.
then
How much faith did they have in Road Dogg on the mic that immediately
A ton.
after Foley wins the title, they give him the microphone to coronate Foley?
well, more important than that, how much confidence did Foley have in Road Dogg?
Yeah.
Because he ain't doing that if Foley don't sign off on it.
Or think about the moments that led up to this of Austin attacking McMahon in the hospital and Foley bringing in the clown to just be like, get out of here. Get this crap out of here.
Yerpel,
You know-
everyone loves Yerpel.
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean,
That's Tokyo, isn't it? In
all
the
of that,
hospital?
all
Yes.
of that kind of, in a way, is a building block, like it's like brick and mortar almost of what this led to for Foley.
Well, it's really good 3-act storytelling when you think about it, where they're building multiple A story, B story, C stories that they just spin off, which is also smart booking when you think about it, because you want to be getting people ready in the event of injury.
Mm.
You look at this era, and it's so wild because then Triple H literally has Foley up on his shoulders. He's getting ready to flip to the corporation and turn heel,
Good call.
and then eventually be the guy that's going to retire Foley. And they've got heat clear back to those that King of the Ring that Triple H won when they were
Mm.
brawling all over arenas. Like,
Well,
their
when-
storyline is so
When
interconnected
Jack
and
debuted at Madison Square Garden, it was against Triple H in '97.
Do you think there was any heat ever, even though we heard in the China podcast, for Make It Look Real? I mean, that blue steel cage shot to the head.
oh.
I don't think there was.
I don't
Mick just
think
doesn't
it was.
sound
Foley
like
said
that
to
guy.
rear back and do it.
Yeah.
God, it's the worst.
Well, I think this is a good time to wrap up the show. What a conversation we've had today. Evan Polisher, thank you for joining us. Any closing thoughts before we wrap this up?
No, it was fun reliving that. There was a lot of, obviously I remember the ending, but didn't remember really anything else about that show or what led up to that main event. So it was fun to relive it and chat it up with you guys. Appreciate you having me on.
This was a good
Appreciate
raw to
you,
watch
man.
because we got to go from the outhouse to the penthouse like 4 different times on this show. So I want to thank Evan for not only for being on the show, but for everything you do for us on Ad Free Shows.
Yep,
Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
And hope to have you on again in some time. But in the meantime, we must bid adieu for this episode, and we'll catch you next time right here on Top Guy Theater.